Ladies, y'all chilling? Who's out there? Come on. This is how they be doing. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. Y'all want to learn how to tie a tie? Show you something. This is called the Oxford shirt right here with the buttons. So this is you try. This kind of shirt gets a simple knot. The regular, the basic shit. I like this tie, man. I like the way it feels. This is a good quality tie. I ain't gonna tell you where I got it from, but I didn't pay a lot of money for it. But it's a good tie, trust me. I didn't pay more than $5 for this tie. But this is a regular knot. It's a regular knot. When you wear an Oxford shirt, do it like that. It's a regular knot. And the key, I've been seeing people wearing their ties, but it's gotta have that little dent in the middle. They call it a corporate knot. See, that's the regular shit right there. That's the regular shit. That's the regular. That's kind of shirt when you wear these kind of shirts. This is called the Oxford shirt with the buttons on it. That's just like that. And then when you wear the other kind, I don't know. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know the name of the other shirts, but this is another knot right here. One time, bring it under and over, bam. Come the same way, bam. Come that way. Come that way. Bring it over. This is a wide Windsor knot. This is called the wide Windsor knot. See? I messed it up. Let me try one more time. This is a wide Windsor knot. Wide Windsor knot. Like that. Boom. I should do a shit like that. Same thing over here on this side. Same thing. Bam. Then bring it around. Bam. There you go. There you go. Like I said, it's got to have a little dent in the middle. See a little dent in the middle? There you go. And that's it. That's 2 knots I done tied. That's 2 knots, see? That's 2 knots. That's called the wide Windsor knot, because it's wide, see? And then you could do it, you could do the 1 Windsor knot. It's the same thing, but you don't bring it back over. See, it's supposed to come loose just like that. You know you did it right when it comes to loose. And then you could do it, and this is the 1 Windsor knot. It's bam, bam, one time, like that. And then just come around. I ain't make it thick enough, hold up. You gotta have more on this side to make it a little thicker. A little thicker. And that's one time, look, see? Boom, boom, boom. It's like that. It's one time around. One time around. And then you go around like that. And this is the 1 Windsor knot. This is the 1 Windsor knot. And there you go in the middle, guy. I had a little dent in the middle. I hate when I see people with ties on, they don't have that little dent in the middle. See? And then this is supposed to fit like right here at the tip of your belt. They were saying the whole purpose of a tie and how it originated is that it points to your Johnson. That's what they said it's for. I don't know how true that is, but I heard that's how ties originated. It was to point to your joint, you know, like that. Yeah, that's how you do it. That was 3 knots I showed y'all. Let me see if anybody's saying something. I gotta put my glasses on. Hold up. Me and you 5 rounds for 2K. Man, you ain't ready. You ain't ready. 5 rounds? Listen, let me tell you something. The human body can only be in shape for 3 rounds. After the 3rd round, the will to win takes over. It's just like when you're running a marathon. You can run 3 miles, but after the 3rd mile, that's when the will to win takes over. And, you know, you just got to have the will to win and the desire to keep going. That's all it is. It's all up in here. It's all in your head. Everything starts in your head. Three rounds. That's why in the amateurs they go 3 rounds. I heard they made it start going, I don't know, because I haven't been keeping up, but I heard they make the amateurs go only like 2-minute rounds or some shit now. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with it, but it's three rounds. That's what's up. That's why they do amateurs. That's why amateurs get away with a lot of dumb shit. That's where them guys learn them. They learn a lot of bad habits in the amateurs. And then when they turn pro, they wonder why they can't be a good pro. You know, because it's a different league. It's a different league, and it's a different league from high school. From high school to college to professional football. It's different in basketball too. LeBron James, that dude was bad. He went straight. There's a couple of guys that went straight from high school to the pros. Them some bad dudes, man. People don't realize, man, professional athletes, them guys are bad, boy. To be a professional athlete, it looks easy. And even like one of the best to come out of college and go to the pros, y'all think he gonna dominate, but he be around everybody that's just as good as him. And the main thing that separates that good athlete from the great athlete is the one that practices, constantly. He practices constantly, and it's his mind game, and it's mentally tough. Being a professional athlete, it looks easy, but that shit ain't easy, man. Let me see what y'all saying. I put my glasses on. For sure, you right. That's right. Let me see. For sure, you right. That shit ain't easy. Yo, what the fuck? You right. Encouragement. Yo, I remember when I met you on the D train. That's right. What's going on, man? Yeah, I used to be on the D train. I'll tell y'all more stories. The thing about the D train, that was just my mindset, but like the D comes from the Bronx, and I was living in the Bronx. So I ride the D train early in the morning. I catch the D on Kings Bridge, and I ride it from Kings Bridge to 125th Street, and this is early in the morning during rush hour. And I ride it from 125th Street, and then it goes express from 125th Street to 59th Street. And I would do that like 3 or 4 times, back and forth. A lot of times I don't recite coming up, but I should. That's why I say humans create defeat in their brains. They create defeat in their brains. The minute you tell yourself you can't do something, you're not going to do it because you already told yourself that you can't do it. That's why you should never say shit like that, myself included. But anyway, I used to ride back. And the reason I'm saying that is because, like, I've sold a book coming back uptown even when I wasn't trying. But I should have tried. Sometimes I did it, after a while. But I would go back and forth from 59th Street to 125th Street, 59th, and I would do that till rush hour was over. And then I would ride all the way out to Brooklyn. In Broadway Junction, I think the stop is. And I would stay out in Broadway Junction for a while. I would stay out in Brooklyn. I would say from Broadway Junction to the last stop in Brooklyn. I forgot. High Street Brooklyn Bridge, I think it is. I don't know. I forgot the stops. But I would do that until I got rid of the books. I remember one night, I had all my books in my hand. I was going to see this girl that she stayed in Far Rockaway, and I lived in the Bronx. So I got all my books. I got 30 books in my hand. I used to carry 30 books, and I was going to see her. And I was going to see her after, I was on my way to her house. And I said, I'm going to try to sell my books and see what happened. I got on the train and started doing my spiel and reciting the poems and sold all 30 books on one car. One car sold $300 on one car. And when I went to her house, she's like, where your books? I was like, I got rid of them on the way up here. Yeah, I should sell this one. And the funny thing, like this one I came up with first. And the funny thing is when I first did it, it was black and white because I didn't know how to add color. It was black and white. Then when I did a reprint, it was black with red letters because I learned how to add color. And then for some reason I took my picture off of the book and it had a picture of a corner store. And I should have never did that because people wasn't buying the book. They're like, you're a black man selling books. I don't know where you got them books from. You probably stole them. If you look real hard, it don't have my picture on the back of them books. That's how I look. That was a bad time in my life. For some reason, so I just decided to put the picture back on the book. And what I used to do is I used to go to the Apple store because the Apple store stayed open 24 hours and I didn't have a computer. So I used to go to the Apple store and use their computer. And that's how I did this. That's how I put my picture on there. I stood on the corner of 125th Street, took a picture, went down to the Apple store, and I made this book. And then I just sent it to the printer and they put it together. And that's how I did it. And in this book, this was my first book. And this is my second book. This is my hood book. It's called Pretty Ugly. It's a novel. It's a story that takes place in the summer of 1985. And it's about a girl named Apple and a guy named Big Zach. And they're going back and forth down south to buy guns. And on the way back, things don't go according to plan. And that's why it's called Pretty Ugly. And that's my ex-girlfriend. She was from Brooklyn. And she was modeling this dress. She was modeling the dress because somebody had made that dress for her. It's a crochet dress. And she's small. She's a small girl, weigh about 120 something pounds. And she had the picture, and I was like, let me have that picture. And she gave me the picture, and I put it on the book cover. And that's how I made that. And then I came up with this book. This one is called Don't Beat Your Children or They'll Turn Out Like Me. Women get mad when you say that, boy. Women get mad when they say that shit. When you tell them don't beat their kids, they get mad. Let me see. And I came up with this one. And that's me in high school. I went to high school. Don't laugh. I went to high school. I went to Brandeis for a year. I went to Louis D. Brandeis. Brandeis used to be across the street from King on 60-something Street, 66th Street. I went to Brandeis. I went to Brandeis for a year. I went to school in Germany for 3 years. That's 4 years. And then when I came back to America, I had to make up 6 months. They said my credits wasn't the same. I had to stay in school for 6 more months. So I went to school for like 4.5 years. But that's in Germany. And that's why you see all the white children out there, because it was predominantly white. And that's my teacher, Mr. Palmer. And I thought I was fly because I had on shorts with no socks and I had on some top 10s. If you know, Adidas come from Germany. And I had some top 10 Adidas. They was dirt cheap. I think top 10 Adidas was about, I ain't gonna lie, I think them top 10 sneakers was about $16. I'm asking my friend Bruce. I think I paid about $16 for them top 10 Adidas. Top 10 Adidas. It was about $16. There was no more than $25. And Mr. Palmer, he had on red Pumas. With the blue stripe. And this is not a book about how to raise your children. It's just me making jokes and poems that go against the grain. I say things like, girls only seem to check me out whenever they see me with another girl. So I started hanging out with lesbians. And now we pick up chicks together. Or I say things like a good way to tell you're going through a bad neighborhood is when you see a lot of churches. And then this is my fourth book. This one is called Agitation Gets the Dirt Out. And this is why I say, like, dear police, you should stop and frisk white people too. They usually have better drugs. That's because, like, when the government say there's a war on something, like a war on drugs, that means they can use legal and illegal means to do what they got to do to get to the bottom line. And these are my books. And I sell them for $14. Yeah, you guys should get a copy. They're $14.95. $15, no tax. And hit me up, man. I'll mail the books out myself. Or I'll send them from Amazon. You can get a signed copy of Pretty Ugly, Agitation Gets the Dirt Out, Don't Beat Your Children or They'll Turn Out Like Me, and corner stores in the middle of the block. All right, now let's talk some boxing. Y'all want to talk about boxing? Let me put my glasses on so I can answer some of these questions. And I got to open the door because it feels kind of hot in here. All right, what's going on? Yeah, I'm trying to sell the books. People don't buy the books. People don't buy the books. It's hard. They're about $50 now. Yeah, they're $50. They're $50. You get all four of them. You get all four of them for $50. You get all four of them for $50. I'll send them out. Look at that. I'm going to Baltimore tomorrow. I'll be in Baltimore tomorrow. So I'm gonna be in Baltimore selling some of my books. I'm gonna be in B-more. But I'm down south right now, and this down south shit is killing me, man. This shit is quiet. It's quiet and empty, man. Let me take this shit out. Let me take that outside. I be chilling in the Starbucks, and the weather's cold, so that's why I ain't been out today. I'm trying to sell my books online. See? I'll be over there. At the the quick trip over there. I'm going there every day. That's where I eat at every day. I go there. Most of the times I don't cook, so I go right there. I get a hot dog, or I get I get a hot dog, I get a hero or some shit like that. See, this down south. Look, see this? That's the traffic. That's after work traffic over there. That's a Hardee's, and that's like a shelter right there. That's some kind of shelter. My uncle was a mailman down here. He told me all this stuff is new. All this shit is new. Those are condos right there. Those are beautiful. And down here, let me show you how I look down here. Hold on. Show you how I look down here. Across the street. Look, no stop. It don't be no stop. See how I look down there? I like that. It's like some kind of church down there. It's like an old school church. An old school church. It's some old school looking church. And that's a drugstore. They be having businesses. Like, you be driving through the woods or some shit, and there be a damn CVS. They be having stores in the weirdest places down here. You see? And that's the Salvation Army over there. That's the shelter. That's the church. That's what I be out here chilling, man. I be down here by myself. Don't find no shorties down here. Somebody done fucking curse me. Somebody could have cursed on me. That's why I be down here jogging and boxing and shit. Ain't no shorties down here. So I gotta keep to myself. Let me see what y'all saying. OG, you want a box? Man, listen. What state are you in? Yeah, boxing. I'm down south. Who asked where I'm at? I'm in South Carolina. Yeah, those condos are nice. Yeah, you could get the book on Amazon, but I would prefer you buy it from me. Amazon takes too long to pay me, man. That's all. If you buy, look, I can send it from Amazon. That's what I usually do. I ain't gonna lie. I usually send, when people order my books, I'll send them from Amazon. But if they want me to send them, I can send them too. And I can sign it and send it off. And like I said, you know, my books is, you can use Cash App. My Cash App is $1, $1, Brad Bathgate. $1, Brad Bathgate. I'm going to write it down for you so you can see. I ain't got nothing to write on. Where the fuck is my fucking computer? Hold on. Be right back. Be right back. I got scared as shit, boy. Yeah, what the fuck? I be losing shit, man. That's the old. Where the? Oh, okay, my glasses go. You get old, you be losing shit. Nah, I'm just joking. Let me stop saying that. I don't know if you could see this, but it's $1, $1, Brad Bathgate. And my books are $14.98. My bad, $14.98, $14.98. Even this one, this one is a novel, $14.98. Listen, y'all, don't get mad at me for plugging my books. This is what I do for a living. You know, I used to cut hair uptown on 144th Street, but I just got tired of cutting hair, you know. I didn't want to do that no more. I wanted to make a living doing this. But I thought it was easy. I ain't gonna lie. I thought selling books would be easy. It's easy in New York. It's not easy down here. It's easy selling books in New York because there's more people. But I be having this theory, like, you gotta understand, like, people make a big deal about education. It's good to be smart and it's good to know, but education ain't the same for everybody, because education don't pay the same. Here you are, you got tons of black people saying, I gotta get an education, I gotta level the playing field, I gotta level the playing field to get an education. Then you got an education, you can't find a job. So that's why it's better to get a trade. A trade is better. It's better to know a trade. It's better to know a trade. It's better to learn how to lay, do floor work and lay carpet. It's better to know how to do landscaping. It's better to know how to do carpentry. It's better to know how to do fix engines and car engines and shit like that. It's better to learn a trade. I don't know how this internet shit is. I'm trying to sell my books on the internet and do that affiliate marketing stuff. But it's better to learn a trade, because you have an education. You got all these guys, and this is for black people. And the reason I'm saying this is because, like I always say, a white child is born with 75% of what they need to become successful. So if they got an education, boom, what they need is they're going to have everything they need in their church, in their schools, in their institutions. Black child come out, who he going to get a job with? He got to go get a job from Mr. Charlie. But if his education doesn't fit that job, then he can't get a job. That's why it's better to get a trade. It's better to get a trade. And once you get a trade, you got to pay that money back. It's not as expensive as a school. Right, it's not as expensive, and you're more likely to find a job quicker than you would with an expensive education. That's why it's better to get a trade. And you can start a business. You're more likely to be able to start your own business with a trade. And when you got your own business, you pay yourself first. It's a win-win-win-win situation when you're working for yourself. And that's the main reason I quit doing what I do. And, I just got to find ways to sell my book and appeal to more people, and then got to go into more things. But like I said, for now, this is what I'm doing. I thought it would be easy doing books. I thought, I'm going to get a book, I'm going to write a book, and I'm going to travel. I'm going to travel. I thought I was going to be traveling and selling books, but the shit don't work like I thought it was. I ain't going to knock it, but, and that's why I be writing so much on Facebook. I be having a lot of shit going through my head. I just want to write. I just want to write. I just want to write. I just want to be enlightened. I just want to enlighten people. And that's why I do what I do. That's why. So like I said, if you want to get a copy, let me know. Just one more time. There's corner stores in the middle of the block. That was my first one. That's because of my name. I was cutting hair in a barber shop. And the dude was like, yo, I'll be right back. I'm going to the corner store. So I watched him leave the barber shop and walk out. I was like, wait a minute. That corner store is not on the corner. It's in the middle of the block. So that's where that title came from. Corner stores in the middle of the block. And if you know, most corner stores, especially like on the Grand Concourse, they originally started, they were like offices for professionals. Like there was GYN clinics, there was dentists. That's what those stores in the hood, in the Bronx was. And then as the neighborhood changed, and you had an influx of Latinos coming in, then the neighborhood, the stores changed. And it went from, and the people that owned the stores, they moved out. The Jews who used to run them joints. And there used to be a lot of Jews up there on the Grand Concourse. I remember everything, I think it was like 176 by the Pioneer. I used to live up there, and then they just started moving out, and then the neighborhood changed, and they started changing them into bodegas. I remember I used to live on the hill. When I used to live on the hill on 160th Street, there was a bodega, and I was like 4 or 5 years old, and my mom used to watch me come downstairs, and she used to watch me cross the street, and I go into the bodega. I think the man's name was Juan. I go there, but that's how corner stores came about. Corner stores in the middle of the block, and it's got some like funny poems, love poems and stuff like that. This is my second book, Don't Beat Your Children or They'll Turn Out Like Me. This is my third book, that's called Agitation Gets the Dirt Out. And this is my novel. This is one that's called Pretty Ugly. And I got a new book that'll be out soon. It's called Lying is More Provocative Than Hate. Because I hate fucking liars. And you think about it like the school system. Like this lady was saying the other day on Twitter, she was saying American history is white history. And she was a teacher saying this. So that means she know a lot of stuff that she teaching is a lie. So with that, like I said, lying is more provocative than hate. If you lying to me, that basically means you hate me. So that means you're going to teach me lies about American history. Most of the shit you taught in school is a lie. And then you got to relearn all that shit all over again. The only thing they teach you in school that may be the truth is math. All that other stuff you got to learn all over again. Ooh, okay, let me see. Let me stop and talk. You said I can. Yeah, you can get the book on Amazon, but like I said, please get it from me. I wish you buy it from me. Buy it from me. If you want me to mail it to you, I'll mail it. I'll sign it and mail it. $14.98, and I'll mail it. This is my first one. Corner stores in the middle of the block. This was my second one. This was the novel. This one I had time to write. But like I wrote this, but like the characters speak. I wanted to make a point. Like I like Zora Neale Hurston. She's one of those. Their eyes are watching God. And I like the way Zora Neale Hurston wrote. She, you know, because her characters were from Florida, so they had a southern dialect. And you know, me being from New York, my characters got a New York dialect. They don't say what are you going to do tomorrow. They say what you going to do tomorrow. So that's how I wrote it. It don't say WHATAREYOU. It say what you going to do. WHATCHA. What you gonna do? That's how I was spelling. I wrote it like that. So that's how the characters talk. Or they say, I'ma kill that bastard. Let me see if you can look at it and see if you want to read something real quick. Say, I'ma kill that bastard. It don't say I am. It say I'ma. It don't say I'ma kill that bastard. It says I'ma. I-M-A. Why he... Y'all want to hear? Listen, like it says, when Apple returned, Chuck was standing by the front exit of her, waiting for her. He had already paid for dinner, and his set was still buzzing from the wine. In fact, they were both a little tipsy, but Apple could handle herself a little better than Chuck when she felt that way. Chuck thought they should walk off the wine, but Apple's feet started to hurt, and she got tired of him staggering behind her, so they held the cab. The driver tried chatting with the couple as he banged over the city potholes and swerved through the heavy traffic, but they had other things on their mind. Apple sat embracing Chuck's arm, and she began to kiss his hand and suck on his fingers. He pulled her closer and gently turned her face to his mouth, and they started passionately kissing. I'm going to stop right there, but that's part of the book. Read the book. Pretty ugly. And this picture right here was taken on 126th Street. 126th Street between 7th and Lenox. That's over there. Remember Patsy's? I think it was called Patsy. It was a bar, and the bar fell. That's where that picture was taken. So let me stop and see what y'all saying so I can talk and see what we're talking about. Yes, you can get the book on Amazon. I'm down south. Still could travel. Don't give up. Yeah. I ain't going, no, I'm chilling right now. I'm chilling. I'm going to Baltimore. I'll be in Baltimore tomorrow. Yeah, robots are taking over. They are. The robots are taking over. People don't realize that. Yeah, robots is every damn way. Every day you got robots taking shit, taking the job. Only thing the robots ain't taking is truck driving jobs. I was talking about that the other day, how the robots be taking over shit. And I remember when I was growing up, back when I was growing up, when you want to make a collect call on the phone, you actually talk to a real person. And I remember when they said they're going to stop having operators answer the phone. You be saying, hello. If you ever listened to this record by a group, it was, I think this Midnight Star. Midnight Star is an old school group. And I forgot the name of the song. But she'd be like, sir, could you speak up because I can barely hear you? And that's how operators used to talk. They'd be like, sir, can you speak up because I can barely hear you? Like when you want to make a collect call, you actually talk to a live person. You actually talk to a person. You're like, hello, operator, can I have a collect call to that number? And she would dial you to the collect call. And then I remember when it was like phones gonna be having computers, and you're gonna be talking to a computer. And a lot of people was worried about that because they'd be like, what if it's an emergency and I need to talk to a real person? Look, they be riding motorcycles down here in Manhattan. That's one good thing about the South. See that? See that? See? Riding a motorcycle with them with no helmet. That's one thing about, man, the cops don't be fucking with you like they do in New York over dumb shit. It's like you can pretty much do what you want if you ain't breaking the law. Cops don't be bothering. Yeah, but that they had telephones, you had operators. And you really talk to a person, you talk to a live person. And then they came out with the robot. Yep. Let me see what they're talking about. The reason we losing kids, you got to understand, like Claude Anderson said, public schools are not broken. They do what they're designed to do. They were designed to marginally educate black children to go work for white people. Pure and simple. During slavery, 99% of black people worked for white people. Today, 98% of black people work for white people. Every morning we get up and we work for white people. That's the main reason I quit doing what I was doing, because I'm going to work for myself. Every day, that's what we do when we get up. And that's the thing I don't understand about like all these guys that be on YouTube and shit flashing all their money. Why don't they start businesses where they can help people? Black people ain't got no friends. We are plant minorities, and black people don't have no friends. I don't want to sound like somebody picking on me, but it's true. Like I'm saying, I remember when I was growing up in the hood, all the businesses were black businesses. But then the neighborhood started to change. And now you got, like, integration was a diluting process. And I ain't hating on nobody, but if you're a plant minority in America, you always gonna be lasting at the bottom. Everybody comes to America and they skip black people. They get placed in front. And then they don't understand. And they look at black people and say, you lazy. Y'all don't want to do this or you don't want to do that. It's like you work for nothing. And like I said, you're going to school to get a job to work for somebody. It's better to get an education and learn how to work for yourself. And that way you become more lucrative and independent. Because like everybody that comes to America, even though they come to America, they stick together. They got a language, they got a culture that keeps them together. They don't, like, you don't see Asians come to America and go move into a black neighborhood. You don't see Russians come to America and they go live in Washington Heights. They don't go live in Spanish Harlem. They stay in Brooklyn where all the Russians are. You know, and then they got their own community and they spend money with each other. Their money circulate. They make money, their money circulate. But only in the hood, everybody got a business in the hood except for black people. Claude Anderson said a black neighborhood is like a bucket with a bunch of holes in it. Meaning that the money come in the neighborhood and it goes out. It comes in and it don't circulate. The money, he said but money coming in the neighborhood, it probably only circle one time. But like if you go into a Jewish neighborhood, the money circled 12 times. You go in an Asian neighborhood, the money circulates. When has an Asian ever bought something from you? You know what I'm saying? When did they buy something from you? All my years of selling my books, I think I sold like 3 books to some Asians. Everybody got, I don't know, man. It is what it is. So I'll just be out selling my books. Trying to give people something to think about and laugh. People think I'm a comedian. I'm not a comedian. I just write. I think what makes things funny is the irony, the ironic things. That's what makes it funny. I think that's what it is. Let me check and see what y'all saying. Ugh. Excuse my face. Yeah, that's what they do. They come in. But like I said, where they get... See, people make it seem like black people are just lazy. And everybody comes to America to work hard. But how'd they get here? Who paid for them to get here? Who gave them the money to open up their business? Most people that's how the franchising business started. Because you had all this land in America. You had all this land. And land had no value until you put a slave on the land. And that's what gave the land value. And now you got all these people talking about they work hard for their farm. But how did they get the farm? That farm is handed down from parent to child, parent to child, parent to child, parent to child. That's why black people never got 40 acres and a mule. It was 40 acres a mule and $100. And we didn't get it. Black people was really, like I said in my poem, we was ancestors was released with no home, no land, no food, no clothes, no friends. Jim Crow segregated. Prosperous black towns burned to the ground, and now the criminal element is set in every rhyme that a rapper can't correlate with how he gonna commit some kind of felony. In my neighborhood, they got corner stores in the middle of the block. Remember me? So I'm saying, if you got no home, no land, no food, no clothes, no friends, once you release from slavery, what you gonna do? You're gonna bang a ill U-turn. You gotta make a U-turn and go right back to where you came from. You ain't got no home, no land, no food, no clothes, no friends, and you released from slavery. Where you gonna go? You turn around and go right back to where you came from. You turn around and go right back and knock on the door. Can I stay here? I got to do. And you become a sharecropper. And the sharecroppers work. And at the end of the year, they ain't get shit because they was like, oh, you came up short. This is what you owe me. This is what you owe me. So you was just paying. You was just working just to eat. You was working just to eat. And then, you know, people like, oh, well, you got food and clothes. But when you ask them, would you trade places? They never say no. When you ask people, would you trade places with that person? The hell no. But like I was saying, that's how the franchising started business. You had all this land with nothing on the land. And see, people look at land, they think land is just land, but it's not. Those are trees. It's got trees, and them trees got to be uprooted. Them trees got to be uprooted and lifted and pulled out. Who does all that? Who chops all them trees? This is before they had electricity and, you know, and gas and stuff like that. Yeah, the chopping trees. That was all manual labor. And then you got all that land, and like I said, the land had no value. So you bought a slave, you put the slave on the land, and that's what gave the land value. And that's what you got people coming to America now, and they open up a franchise. That's how they do it. And this is why, like, the Indians got the Dunkin' Donuts on lock. Corner stores in the hood is on lock, and I'm not knocking these people, man. They just look out for themselves, and that's what they should do. I'm just telling you how it works, and you know, and then black people look lazy because they trying to get the American dream. They want the American dream too. Yep. All right, y'all, let me go, man. I don't be wanting to talk about this stuff. I be people because it makes me look like I'm a hater, and I'm not. But that's the whole point of me doing something for myself, doing this shit. I wish I was in something different, you know. Maybe something different will come along and I'll go into something different. But who knows? That's what I'm doing for now. Let me see what's up. What's up? Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, and then, you know, like you be seeing the boat with all the European immigrants coming to America. Who paid for that? Everybody who paid, how did they get it? They had money. If they were so poor, where'd they get the money from to get on the boat? You know, like, where'd they get the money from to get on the boat to get over here? Who paid for that? Somebody had to pay for it. But the main, somebody paid for it. They didn't just get up and get on the boat. They make it seem like they just got on. And see, I'm just saying this is the way they taught it to us in school. That's the way they teach us in school. And like I said in one of my poems, they make it seem like black people landed from the sky and landed into slavery. Then we jumped up and marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge for the right to sit on the same tallest seat as white people. That's because racism and religion in America. Religion is a Ponzi scheme. And a good way to tell you're going through a bad neighborhood is when you see a lot of churches. There's usually 2 or 3 in one block. The block is always lopsided. And this is precarious in this foundation because you give money to the church, but it don't circulate. The pastor got a smile that's fake. And everybody in the community is crying broke, but the church is the only institution that's stacking cake. But there are levels to this shit. Think about it. When immigrants go to another country, they do it for a better way of life, right? But if that's the case, you can't say the same thing about my ancestors because a better way of life was built up their back. In fact, they came to this country the way convicts go to court. Their hands and feet were fettered to the ground down in the bowels of a slave ship like cheap fish, saltwater seasick and suffocating from the stench of their own excrement. Now wait a minute, immigrants don't travel like this. They was being treated like hostages and getting smoked like sausages in a tight ship shipped across the earth for 2 purposes: to supply comfort and wealth for European nations. But even inside of a race, there's a race because the white people that come in last is described as trash and used as buffers to keep black people in their place. But on any given day, all they got to do is shave and bathe and put on a suit and tie, and they fit right back into the upper crust of society. And we spend so much time looking up to them because we spend too much time looking down on each other. But then again, there are levels to this shit. That's a poem. Yeah, that's a poem. That's my new poem that's going to be in my other book called Lying is More Provocative Than Hate. I told you one of the reasons I said I wrote that because I used to have a girlfriend and she always lying. Always fucking lying. And like I tell you, man, when a person lies to you, it's because they said the lie to themselves first. And once the lie sounds good to them, they think the lie will sound good to you too. But they don't know how the lie is going to sound to you because they're not a mind reader. They just think you dumb as they are. That's real, man. That's why I hate liars. I hate fucking people that lie. What are you gonna lie to me for? It ain't like I'm gonna beat you up or you gonna beat me up or we gonna fight or something. I just know, like when people be lying to me, I just like, all right. But see, the thing is, when you lie to a person, you got to remember the lie you told them. Because one day you might slip up and forget about what you told them. And you don't know what they remember. So that's why I be saying lying is more provocative than hate. My boxing trainer used to tell me that lying is more provocative than hate. I learned a lot of stuff from that man. And the funny thing, he's 30 years older than me. And when I first met him, he was 54. And I was 24. And now I'm 55. And I see the way people, they look up to me. So I try to keep the same mindset. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what y'all saying out here. Yeah, that's true. Half of us was already here. And even, I don't even want to argue about that, but you're right, though. You're absolutely right. And the reason I want to argue about that is because I think a lot of times we get stuck. I think it's like we don't want to go to the next step. What's the next step? I think like black people, we always argue about us being Moors, us being Christians, us being... Like I was saying, man, the things that happened in America was very specific. It was very specific. But now that we're not in that same condition no more, we all over the place. We Moors, we Muslims, we Christians, we Buddhists, but at the end of the day, nobody cares what your religious affiliation is. They only like it because it keeps black people divided. The only people that people have a problem with is black unity. And I'm not saying nothing bad about, white people or anybody else. I ain't got nothing against them. But in America, that's how it seems. It seems like that's the only way you're going to make it is when you go along like that. Because like you see me, man, I went to school with everybody. I'm cool with every damn body. Shit. I'm cool with everybody. But it seems like, it's only like when you go into a black neighborhood, it's all jacked up. That's what I be talking about. And then, you got these teachers that be lying to your children and stuff like that. The best thing to do is like to put them in a private school or homeschool them. And the main problem with lying to the children is that they got a low self-esteem with all the lies they be taught. You tell them they ain't shit all their life, they gonna believe it. You tell a child he ain't shit all his life, he gonna believe it. That's why I was talking about the other day. And my friend got mad at me and she blocked me. Yeah, but I mean, people got a low self-esteem, man. That's all it is. You got to think that you the best thing on this planet, man. You the baddest thing on this planet. That's why I like Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was like, I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I don't need you to tell me the greatest. I know I'm the greatest. Man, that was bad to think away. I mean, not bad, but bad, good. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. God damn, that's bad. That's the way you're supposed to think of yourself, man. And it's not arrogant. You just, like I said, humans create defeats in their brain. I said that in this book. Humans create defeat in your brain. Humans create defeats in their brain. So if you tell yourself you ain't shit, then you ain't gonna be shit. Humans create defeats in their brain. The minute you tell yourself you can't do something, then you're not going to do it because you done told yourself, I can't do it. And out of human arrogance, you want to prove yourself right that you didn't do it. So you can say to yourself, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it. So in a small way, that makes you feel good that you couldn't do it. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? Like I said, you tell yourself I'm going to have a bad day, then you will have a bad day. Because out of human arrogance, at the end of the day, you can say to yourself, I know I was going to have a bad day. That makes you feel good that you was right, that you had a bad day. So you can tell yourself, I know I was going to have a bad day. Tell yourself you're going to have a good day, and you're going to have a good day. Everything might fall in place. Like when I be out here selling my books and stuff, man, this shit ain't easy. But, you know, it's what I got to do. Especially like when I used to be in New York. It's a little harder down here because I gotta go. I be going into barbershops and stuff like that, barbershops and beauty salons. But I wanna stop doing it like that and just hit more people online. That's what I want to start doing. Is like hitting people online. It's a big world out there online. Let me see what y'all talking about. They got a black drop. Yeah. Right, because I think we get stuck on arguing and never making progress to something. Like, what's the next step? We know this, we know our history. What's the next step? What's the next move we gotta make? Who's up? Oh, I make a video on haymakers? All right, hold on. Because I be talking about that all the time. I make a video on haymakers. We talking about boxing now, and like this guy was telling me, he's saying haymakers work. Haymakers only work if you stand. Haymakers work if you scared. If you scared to get close. Like I was always taught, get close. You ever watch when Mayweather be fighting, he's always close. And he let the guys get close to him. He don't care. Because you get close to a guy, you kill your potential of throwing haymakers. I don't like haymakers. Haymakers to me, it's like playing baseball and you try to hit a home run every time you at the plate. Sometimes you just got to get to first base. Sometimes you got to get to second base and third base. Don't try to knock it out the park all the time. And that's what haymakers do. And like I said, when you throw haymakers, a lot of times you can see it in the guy's face that he's gonna throw a haymaker. So you might be able to hit me with the haymaker, but if I see it coming, I can brace for the haymaker, or I can block it, or I can hit your shoulder or something. That's why I don't particularly care for haymakers. I don't like haymakers, because when you throw a haymaker, you got to be at the end of a haymaker. You know, the person has got to be at the end of the haymaker to get hit with it. But if he's close, the haymaker gonna go right around him. And that's why I don't like haymakers. The best punch, the quickest way from point A to point B is a straight line. So that's why you should throw straight right hands. The punches should be straight. I watched when Shane Mosley fight. When Shane Mosley fight and Mayweather do that. They be throwing hooks all the time. And a lot of times I think it don't have the same effect. I think it's better when you throw it straight. That's just my take on it. All right, let me see what I'm talking. Like I'm going all the way back to the top, y'all. Okay. Man, who was that? Ferrari? That's a different. I'm all the way down south, but the funny thing is about trainers, like I said, they don't be nobody serious about that. There's too many scam artists in the world. Who was that? Maryland Upper Marlboro. What's up, Ferrari? Oh, you. That's what you are. You on Upper Marlboro? Word. Oh man, I got friends up there in Upper Marlboro. Don't Sugar Ray Leonard got a gym up there in Maryland somewhere? Oh, this hat right here, this is a Brooklyn hat. That's what the B is for. It's supposed to be from when I forgot what they call these hats, but this is like some old school hat. It's all beat up and shit. The B stand for Brooklyn. The Brooklyn, what is it? The Brooklyn Dodgers. Yeah, that's me. Brad Babke, $, I got. I bet. Thank you very much. It's a Brooklyn hat. Nah, it's not no Red Sox. Red Sox is Boston. Yeah, it's the Dodgers, right? Brooklyn Dodgers. Yeah, education is very important. very important. You don't want to be dumb. There's a lot of educated dummies out here too, though. They be knowing everything about the book, but don't have common sense. Old school. What's going on, old school? What's up, man? Let me tell you something. I'm 55, and it's funny. I never thought I would consider myself old school. Even till this day, I don't consider my old self old school. But I remember, like, the times I used to be talking to, you know, like my boxing trainer and his friends. They was old. They 30 years older than me. And I used to love talking to them guys. You know, talking about how they used to tell me how Harlem used to be, and like players and the pimps and stuff like that. They had, y'all know what a till tapper is? It's called the till tapper. And what they used to do is you had guys that actually made a living doing this shit. That was their hustle. They go to the register and pay for their merchandise. But what they would do is right before they pay for it, they'd be like, you know how you go in the corner store and they be having cigarettes and stuff behind you. They be like, yo, let me get a pack of those cigarettes and stuff like that. And when the owner turned his back to get the cigarettes, they would go in the cash register and steal money out the cash register. And that's one of the reasons why they put the fiberglass up in the stores. Or they move the cash register. They called them a till tapper. And they would take money out the cash register when the man turned his back. They used to tell me all kind of hustles, like the 3-cart Molly guys. The 3-cart Molly guys with the shell game. That I don't want to say what it was because I don't want to blow somebody's cover, but the 3-cart Mollies, they say the shell. The guy I know, he said he like working the shell better than the cards because he can manipulate that ball more when he played the shell game. And yeah, I was. What else? Let me see what else. I gotta put my glasses back on. Why I named the book what? Don't beat your children or they'll turn out like me. I got that title from Prince. That's right, Prince. I got that title from Prince. Prince has a book called Papa. And Prince talks about how his father used to beat him. And at the end of the song, Prince says, don't abuse children or they'll turn out like me. And I was like, oh shit, that's deep. He said, don't abuse children. And he was talking about how his father, he said, his father was, I forgot. I gotta listen to the song again. And that's why it says don't beat your children. He said don't abuse children. And you know, like I think like a lot of children are abused in the hood. We don't call it abuse, but it is. You know, our family, our mothers be stressed out. She ain't got no man. She trying to find a man, or the man she with is stressing her out, so she take it out on her children. You know, she behind in bills. It's a lot of bullshit that go through women, you know, that women got to go through. And a lot of times they take it out on the children, the mother and the father. You know, we don't call it abuse. We think that's just the way you're supposed to do shit. Like yelling at your children, tell them to sit down, and shut up and shit like that. That's a form of abuse too. So that's why, you know, it's like a generational curse, beating your kids. You know, most white people don't beat their children, but black people beat their children, and we, you know, like people always tell me I beat my kids so they don't go to jail. I beat my kids so they don't do this or so they don't do that. It don't make. They got no legitimate reason. It don't make sense. I tell people, I think you should be cautious about who you make babies with. You don't know what's on. You don't know what kind of drugs or what that person is on when you make them babies. You don't know. And then when your baby come out, they mess your baby up. Baby can't sit still or whatever. You gotta be careful. Most people don't know who they. You gotta be careful who you make babies. That's why I named the book that. You have a black invention book. We create a lot. Hell yeah. Black people create a lot of stuff. I just saw the picture. They sell baby bibs in Walmart that says my grandma is not a thought. Everything black people do, somebody find a way to take and make money off of it. This is a capitalist society. George Washington Carver said, capitalism is like having 3 ears of corn. You eat one, you sell one, and you plant one. And that's capitalism. And then black people, we come up with all kind of shit, all kind of slangs and terminologies and stuff, and we don't capitalize on it. We feel like, well, if we're going to make money, then we got to go ask Mr. Charlie to invest in us. And then Mr. Charlie just take our idea, and he seems like the genius when he actually got the idea from somebody in the hood or something. That's why you got to believe in yourself, man. You got to believe in yourself and find ways of taking your ideas and capitalizing off of them. Yep. Let me see. I got to get rid of that. Yeah, I said that exactly. Thank you, man. Fruits and vegetables that grow naturally, yeah. Well, that's true too. When you get something, I don't know. That's how it is in America. He said when you get something free, it ain't worth it. That's true. I got into it with a guy in front of the Apollo one day. I'm out there selling my books. It was a long line, and I didn't know why the line was so free. I mean, the line was so long. The line was long because it was free. And I'm out there selling my books, and this girl gonna ask me, "Are your books free?" I said, "Nothing in America is free but herpes." And her boyfriend, she went and told her boyfriend. He came in my face, man. We had wound up fighting out there, but I ain't get arrested. I said, man, get the fuck out my face. She asked me, was my book free? And I told her, nothing is free in America except herpes. He shouldn't have her out there asking is something free. You know, but she was getting in line at the Apollo free. You know how they do the free tapings at the Apollo, and it'd be free. You got to stay away from people that want something for free all the time. That's how I feel. They dangerous, because I'm the kind of people that'll come to your house. Say like you got some shit laying around in your house, and it don't mean nothing to you. It just has some sentimental value to you, but it's always there. Right? Then one day, like 2 or 3 years later, you see your friend wearing it. Or you go to your friend's house and you see it. He was like, "Oh, I just noticed this shit was gone. What are you doing with my such and such?" And what it is, they took it because they think it was nothing to you. They think it was a piece. It could have been a bottle cap from a Pepsi bottle. It has some sentimental value to you. Your great grandfather could have gave that shit to you, but you got it sitting on the kitchen table. And your friends come to your house and he picks up and takes it and puts it in his pocket and leave with it. And you don't know what's going on until like 2 or 3 years later. You go to his house and you see the bottle cap. You know, yo, what are you doing with my bottle cap in here? Oh man, it ain't nothing. I just took it. I saw it at the table. I thought it was funny. He don't think nothing of it, but the shit might have some sentimental value to you, right? I don't like shit like that. That's what I'm saying. So you gotta be careful of people that's always looking for something for free, because they'll steal from you and think nothing of it. You heard? Yeah. Okay, y'all. I think I'm talking y'all to death. How quick you knock dudes out? Well, how quick do I knock people out? See, that's the thing about boxing. You don't look for knockouts. You just boxing, because if you look for knockouts, that's like you trying to look for a home run. And a lot of times you're going to strike out. So you just got to box. You just got to box. That's all. Just box. Just fight. I think that's it, y'all. I done talked y'all to death. Ain't nobody out there. Invite. Come on. This girl want to do. What does it do? What's the invite? I don't know how to do these invites. I don't want to do this. Somebody might try to diss me. Alright, y'all. I'm ready to get out of here, alright? I'm ready to get out of here. Anybody new in here? Anybody new in here? From Louisiana, Rocked, Alabama. I wish I could turn the music on the car, but then the music could turn the phone off. Oh, when a dude tried to take, yeah, you know, I was like, get out my face. He didn't get out my face, so I swung on him. And I'm not a bad guy, and I ain't looking for no trouble. I don't want no trouble from nobody. But I'm scared. You know, I'm scared. I'm worried about what he got in his pocket or something. So That's what I do. I ain't gonna lie. I'm scared. I'm scared, so I'm gonna swing. And what it is, I tried to walk away. If I can't walk away, then I don't like that. But that's what happened. I've been trying to sell my books. I'm a peaceful man. I've been trying to bring peace. I ain't out there trying to fight. I'm trying to bring people together. That's what I've been wanting to do. I've been wanting to make people laugh and whatever, and bring people together. Alright, y'all. So like I said, check me out. This is pretty ugly. This is don't beat your children or they'll turn out like me. This corner store is in the middle of the block. And this is Agitation. I'm going to take y'all outside one day. I'm going to show you what it look like outside real quick, alright? Yo, the funny thing about like down here, people be leaving their car running while they going to the gas station. That bugs me out. It's raining out here. It's raining, man. Hey, girl. All that traffic is going now. See that? All that traffic is going. See that? Shit don't last. Starbucks. It look like it says it's 4:45. That's like the tallest building down here. Look at that. That building right there. That's the tallest building downtown. That building right there. See? All right. The handicappy. I think that's a bike riding shop. All right, y'all. Let me see who out there before I hang up. Where you going, lady? I'm going towards my car. All right, take it easy, y'all. All right? I'm out. Peace. I don't know how to turn this shit off, man.